Today, we will tell you about Fiesta Latina and explore the way it brings appreciation to the Latina community throughout Columbus.
Get to see how other people live and dance and eat and have fun, and it brings people from out of town to come see it.
Then we have a look at India Day, its significance in their culture, and the meaning behind it.
This celebrating India Day proves that Columbus is one of the places that accepts all different people, celebrating their own cultures.
Then here at East, we went to the college fair to learn about what seniors get from these college representatives.
Okay.
Or some were like, oh, you can go abroad. And I'm like, wow, I want to go abroad.
All that and more on Torch TV.
Onward and forward.
Welcome back to Torch TV. I'm Cambree Martinez, and today I'm joined by Karin Dutro. So Karin, how's the school year going for you so far?
It's going really well, Cambree. I love all my classes, but I'm also so excited for fall break. Do you have any plans?
Not really. I think I'm just going to be visiting family.
Okay, well that'll still be so fun.
Yeah, it really will. But let's get right into this week's show. If you play guitar, bass, drums, or the piano, the East Side Soul is seeking you. If this interests you, please contact Miss Kimberly Cooper, cooperk@bcsc.k12.in.us. The Best Buddies Club is holding a bake sale all this week. Each item is $2, so be sure to pass by and show your support. The CEHS Food Pantry is open to all BCSC families. Hours are Fridays at 3 to 3:30 p.m. You must complete the order form on Student Square before picking up your order. For more questions, please email bcsc_eastfoodpantry@bcsc.k12.in.us. Outside of school, we have just as much excitement, so let's head over the rainbow to the Scottish Festival. This year was the 31st annual Scottish Festival held here in town at the County Fairgrounds. With over 5,000 visitors from all over the nation each year, the festival has become renowned for its several vendors with traditional Scottish clothing and dish spread throughout. One of the most exciting parts of the festival is the entertainment, with traditional Scottish bands like the Highland Rain performing, along with the traditional Scottish dance competition. There is sure to be something for everyone to enjoy. The most popular event of the festival is the sheepdog competition. It is one of the largest cultural events held here in Columbus.
The 31st Annual Scottish Festival brought the community together as it does every year. Now we head over to Zeus Marino to hear about this week's weather forecast and how communities must come together yet again to get through crisis.
Thanks, Karin. Less than 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene, another hurricane is on crash course for Florida. Hurricane Milton was previously Category 5, but it's weakened back to a Category 4 as of this morning. Despite this, it's still highly dangerous, and forecasters state that the Tampa Bay area is likely in the immediate path and should be prepared for a direct hit. According to the National Hurricane Center, preparations including evacuations, if told to do so, should be rushed to completion this morning. In high contrast, here in Columbus, the next few days are going to be bright. Friday has a high of 79 and a low of 51. Saturday has a high of 82 and a low of 59, while Sunday rounds off the weekend with a high of 73 and a low of 44. That's all we have for the weather, so back to you, Karin.
The Fiesta Latina event has been going on in Columbus for 16 years. With traditional dishes, vendors, and performers, it's the perfect opportunity to learn about the Latina culture.
The Fiesta Latina event is not just for the Latino community, but for everyone to attend and experience.
I think it gives people a taste of culture that's not Indiana. You get to see how other people live and dance and eat and have fun, and it brings people from out of town to come see it.
It teaches them our different cultures, how we all have like different traditions growing up.
There's a lot of different cultures at Latino community, not just Hispanic. You can get to know more language, more cultures. We are very different from each other. We are from other Latino communities. There's a lot to understand and to learn. As we are learning here, people can learn from us as well.
With events like these celebrated, Columbus gets the opportunity to show their support, especially for young people of Latino descent, giving them a chance to share their culture with others.
I enjoyed all of it. I love the gatherings and the connections with everybody. It's just a good time with everyone.
The Latino community feels welcomed here when they see that not just Latinos are participating and they are part of the community and they get to know better about them and how is the culture. So it's easier for them to feel part of something not just so different.
The event gives their culture the space to feel not judged and welcome to show their favorite parts about who they are.
To talk to people, to let them express themselves, not to say that it is wrong or right. You can use whatever you feel comfortable and celebrate difference.
I think it's a wonderful addition. I mean, it's the fastest growing population in Columbus, and it's been embraced. There are wonderful organizations associated with it, and they bring culture and hardworking people.
India Day and the way it celebrates a special part of India's cultural beliefs.
Stay tuned for more on Torch TV.
Downtown Columbus is a hotbed for every cultural celebration, where recently the Indian community lit up the streets with their India Day festival.
Last month, the Indian Association of Columbus held the second annual India Day celebration. The evening event showcased the many Indian cultures represented in our community.
We have kept a 4 different type of cuisines over here, east, west, north, south. So India has a lot of variety of culture as well as a food.
Each part of India has different style of jewelry, you know. So it is not like throughout the India it is the same style. Like southern part has more of like a antique gold kind of jewelry. If you go to northern part of India with the kundan work, more of like the stonework jewelry are like very famous in northern part of India.
This celebration allows the residents of Columbus to experience Indian culture in our community.
With this celebration, not only Indians come together, but Americans and all the other community people also come together and get to know more about the Indian culture, and we get to meet other people, so it is creating a more diverse environment.
India has a lot of variety of culture as well as a food, so it helps to share our tradition as well as to attract people and give the taste of Indian food.
Events like India Day, showcasing food, music, clothing, and culture, continue to make Columbus a more welcoming community.
This celebrating India Day proves that Columbus is one of the places that accepts all different people, you know, celebrating their own culture, so people don't have any hate or anything towards each other, you know.
India Day was a great success, and in this past week, our East athletes also found success. Let's hear more about sports from Inaki Ramirez.
Thanks, Karin. In Indiana sports news, Keanu Reeves made his professional racing debut on Saturday, October 5th, where he placed 25th in the GR Cup Series race. Congrats to Keanu on his debut. In local news, congrats to boys soccer winning their match against the Jeffersonville Red Devils with an outstanding score of 5-0. This win helped them secure the Hoosier Hills Conference title since Floyd Central tied their match. Girls volleyball travels to Roncalli High School on Thursday to take on the Royals at 7 p.m. Varsity football will take on Jeffersonville High School here at home on Friday at 7 p.m. Varsity volleyball has an invitational here at home on Saturday starting at 9 a.m. That's all you have in sports this week. Back to you at the desk.
When we come back from the break, we'll take a look at the college fair and how students are being influenced on where to continue their education. That and more
After this short break.
Just put it on.
The deadline to register for the AP exams is Friday, October 26th. You must join your AP classroom to register for the exam. Make sure you do this for all exams you plan to take. The Group Scholars Program at Indiana University supports students academically, financially, and socially. Students interested in the program must complete both an IU University application and a group application. Fall break is right around the corner. Please remember to submit your college applications. It is recommended to submit before fall break. If you're still in the process of applying, please let your teachers know in advance if you are going to need a letter of recommendation. If you have any questions about anything mentioned, please check your Team Canvas page or visit your team office. Speaking of colleges, we now learn about the college fair and how it's a huge benefit for students all over East.
We went to the Columbus East College Fair to learn all about how different representatives come out and support juniors and seniors on their college pathways.
Obviously, we're reaching out to students that want to work in the medical field that may not want to go the traditional nursing or MD route. This is opportunities for students to learn other pathways into medicine, such as respiratory therapy, radiation therapy, imaging, pathology, and all those fun areas.
So we talk to a lot of students and get our information out to a lot of people, which is really important. Filing the FAFSA is a state requirement in Indiana, so all seniors have to file their FAFSA, so it's a really important thing to do.
It helps to connect with students in person, and it's a great chance to see people face to face and get to introduce them to everything that Huntington has to offer.
But what keeps the representatives coming back is what the students stand to gain from the college fair.
I think it's really interesting to see what majors the different schools have, because I'm not sure what I want to major in yet.
It's been great because I can meet the admissions, one of the admissions directors, and schedule another visit for their health sciences department building and also their college of communications building.
It helps me because there's a lot of colleges, so I can look into them, see what they're offering, see their pay, tuitions, if it's free or not. And the people actually really help with explaining it, or some were like, oh, you can go abroad, and I'm like, wow, I want to go abroad.
I'm trying to think how far away I want to go from home, and I think it really helps me to figure out all that.
There's a lot of good information that I'm getting, and they're all very nice, and they're all very good at explaining what they do.
Over 60 universities were represented at this year's college fair. We expect even more next year to help juniors and seniors on the college pathway. Now, let's head over to Philip Crump to hear about recent news.
Thanks, Karin. Monday marked the one-year anniversary of the Hamas attacks on Israeli Music Festival, in which 1,200 were killed and more than 251 hostages were taken. 1 year later, 101 hostages are still in Gaza, with 117 having been released and a total of 70 hostages killed. 3 of those hostages were killed by Israeli soldiers who mistook them for Palestinians. In Gaza, the Palestinian death toll exceeds 42,000, with thousands more disfigured and displaced. Israel is now in a second war as well, fighting the Iranian-backed militant group Hezbollah in Lebanon. Recent bombings have killed 1,400 Lebanese, and a Hezbollah rocket attack on the Israeli town of Haifa has wounded 5 Israelis. In national news, yesterday, Chinese hackers accessed USA telecom firms, worrying national security officials. A highly skilled group of Chinese government hackers, known by the cybersecurity industry as Salt Typhoon, who have in the last several months infiltrated multiple USA telecommunication firms, likely in a search for sensitive information. US telecom firms hold enormous volumes of caller and user data. and people probing the hacks have been struck by the hackers' skill, persistence, and ability to burrow into computer networks. FBI Director Christopher Wray has also stated that Chinese government-backed hackers outnumber FBI cyber personnel 50-1, making the United States vastly outnumbered. Locally, 12 participants have been named for the 2024-25 exhibit Columbus. This year, the theme is Yes and. The participants are 6 University Design Research Fellows, the Communications Designer, a high school design team, and 4 Miller Prize recipients. The Miller Prize honors architects focused on improving urban environments through community engagement. Be on the lookout for this year's design. That's all we have for news. Now back to you, Cambree.
One more thing before we go. If there's anything you want us to share, please contact east_tv_studio at bcsc.k12.in.us. Thanks for joining us. For me, Zeus, Anaki, and Philip, I'm Cambree Martinez.
And I'm Karin Dutro. Remember to take care of the school, others, and yourself, and always try to be the best part of someone's day.